Hello everyone, good day to you. My name is Dr. Hadiza Kiri Abdurrahman, and I'm doing this video. I'm hoping that it won't be too long in response or in explanation for the questions I'm being asked about the Adopt an Almajiri School initiative, the initiative that I'm just trialing at the moment. I'll start by saying that this all came off the back of my PhD. In 2017, I finished a PhD on the Almajiri practice of Northern Nigeria. I will make a separate video about what the Almajiri practice is for those of you who don't know it. For those of you who are from Nigeria, especially Northern Nigeria, we will know something about Almajiri. You can't miss it. This is because the images are very heart-wrenching for many, and Almajiri we know evokes a lot of response from many Nigerians. So this came off the back of that. After my PhD, I kept asking myself, well, you finished this PhD, what next? How does your PhD make a difference to the people on the ground? It's never been a thing for me to just study and then leave the book on the shelf. I needed it to make a difference to the people on the ground. I always maintained contact with my research participants. They've been ever so generous with their knowledge. So I've maintained contact just to see what else we can do. So I identified a school, and this is a school that I have been involved with for a while. Last year, Ramadan, we fed for the whole month. We fed both iftar and sahur, so the boys did not have to beg at all. In this school that we identified, there are about 85 boys who live there permanently. There are other boys in the community who just come and go. And then recently there are also girls in the school. But these girls are from displaced communities in northern Nigeria, and they've come to the school often to join their brothers. So when we deliver or whatever we do with the school, we don't demarcate the boys and the girls. We just make sure everyone's involved. One of the first things we did with the school, in conjunction with the Malam. So I'm going to start by saying that because this came off the back of my PhD, I have to always say when I'm talking about Almajiri, my standpoint on this. I know there's a lot of call for a ban. I am very anti-ban. I'm pro-reform. I know that the system has many issues wrong with it, and I feel like if we reform it carefully, that it can address some of our educational challenges in northern Nigeria. I feel like we can harness the strengths within the system to address our educational challenges. So this is where this comes from. The second thing is the respect, engage, reform approach that I uncovered. And this really would work if you're working with any marginalized community. Respect starts on the premise that you have to go in there respectfully, okay? None of that derogatory language, none of that patronizing and paternalistic approach to the practitioners, and just go in there respectfully. We want to work with you. How can we work with you? Do you want us to work with you? That's a key question to ask. The second thing is to engage. Engage simply means work with the knowledge from within. Engage these practitioners. What do you want? What are your needs? So that's what we've done here. And then reform would come off the back of that. So we went in, identified the school, found out what their immediate need and concern was. We found the living conditions not to be very good. So we did a bit of tidying up. We put in ceilings, we put in fans, we painted, we created a toilet and a bathroom. Prior to that, the boys were going in the bush. So we addressed the wash concern, water, sanitation, and hygiene. We also created care packages for all the children. Within these care packages, we put washing soaps, bathing soaps, toothbrushes, slippers, toothpaste, things like that. And then we started a numeracy and literacy support program. This is where every weekend we go to the school, we provide numeracy and literacy support to all the children to bring them up to scratch, up to speed in their initial or basic numeracy and literacy. The days that we go in to do this, we also make sure that we feed them. So we provide a basic meal. And the first week it was so basic, I wasn't really happy. Subsequently, we've improved upon that. We now also manage to provide fruits and fish and stuff like that. And they're very excited by the numeracy and literacy support we've identified. So we also then realized that some of these boys had primary school certificates, so we've helped them to go back into formal education. We've now got about 4 boys in Form 1. We're trying to identify more. And then we have an apprenticeship program. That's the one that excites me a great deal. We have some of the boys in apprenticeship program. Some of them are making aluminum window making, are learning aluminum window making. Blah, blah, blah. That's one of the program. Some of them are learning carpentry. Some of them are learning shoemaking. Some of them are learning tailoring. And we're keeping an eye on them, because when they finish this program, the idea is to do a workshop on financial management, on running a business, things like that, and then hopefully to give them seed money to go off and set off on their own and see where this heads. We're hoping to have more boys within the system. So that's the Almajiri, Adopt an Almajiri initiative in a nutshell. Anyone can try to replicate that if you identify a local Sangaya school that you can work with, meet their immediate needs. If you feed them, they won't beg, but also find out how you can support them in other ways. For those who want to help, because we rely on your kind gestures and trust, I cannot say thank you enough to those who have already trusted me and sent me their money. Believe me, every kobo and penny is being accounted for. But if you do want to help, you can get in touch with me directly, and yeah, we'll be able to help. For those who think I can fund their projects, I can't. I also go around and beg my contacts for help. Yeah, and if you want to help, just get in touch. Otherwise, just wish us well and send us your prayers and warm wishes. Thank you so much. I don't want it to be long. I'm bang on 6 minutes 30 seconds.